Okay, in this video we're going to be repairing or replacing the blower motor. I'm going to show you why. When you turn on the AC, this is what it sounds like. As you can hear, that's pretty noisy, so I'm going to show you how to replace the blower motor with a new one. What we're going to do is on the passenger side of the car, underneath the dashboard, right up underneath here, is where the blower motor is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out these little clips in here, this one and this one, and we're going to remove this cover here. It just basically pulls right down. Let me just put this here and I'll show you what we're going to do. What you can do is you can get in here with a screwdriver, or you can just pull it down by hand. Get your hands underneath the bottom of it and just give it a little pull, and it comes right out. We're going to actually get a tool to take this out. It's like this. It gets behind the clip like this, and you pry it down and out. If you don't have that, you can just use a pair of needle nose pliers. You grip it right here, and you pull down and slowly pull it out. And don't destroy it, because we're going to need to reuse this again to put the cover back up. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side right over here. We're going to take this one out right here, the same thing. Get behind it with a pair of pliers, needle nose, and you just slowly work it down and you pull it. And you pull it right out. And then this comes down. Like that. We can get in here and pull it down. Alright. And we'll take this cover out. We're going to take this light bulb out like this. And then this right here is the blower motor right here. And got a bunch of stuff up underneath there. There's a little screws underneath the bottom right here. It looks like 1/4 inch. There's probably going to be 3/4 inch screws. And then we're going to take this motor down and out of here. So let me grab some tools and we'll take it out. If you can get in there with the driver handle, you can. And we'll take the screws out. Now we're going to need to use these screws over when we put it back in, so hold on to them and don't lose them. And then we have one more in the back that we'll need to take out. Back here, we're going to have to get in there with a driver with a swivel. Let me grab that. Okay. And then we'll just locate the screw in the back that we're going to be removing. Oh, it's actually fairly loose. I can take it out by hand. We're just going to relocate this harness out of the way so we can get it down and out of there. And we'll put that back in a minute. And then we'll unplug it. Just relocate the plug to the side, and then we're going to take the motor out of its opening, and you turn it and pull it out, and you can hear that motor's pretty noisy. So let's grab the new one, and we'll put it back in. Okay, this is the replacement motor. We're just going to put it in the same way that we took it out. Get underneath the harness and just push it in there. Now the plug is a little bit different than this one. It's a little bit longer of a plug. So we just position the motor where it belongs, and then we'll get some screws up in there to hold it in place. Some screws back in there to hold it up. And we'll screw them just into plastic so you don't have to tighten it in too tight. You just snug it in there. And then we'll get the last one in the back. Once you get all three of the screws tight, then you can tighten it up with your ratchet. Now remember, it's just screwing into plastic, so it doesn't have to be real tight. You just want to get it snug. Okay, we're in there, it's nice and snug. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to plug our harness back in right here. And you listen for it to snap in. And now that's all back up. And if everything goes well, it should be nice and quiet. So let's test it before we put the cover up. Sounds perfect. Nice and quiet. Okay. Alright, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to put the harness back up there where it belongs, which it is now. We're just going to tuck this in. We'll put this back up underneath here. Reinstall our courtesy light. Put it back where it belongs up here. And then we'll put the push pins back in here where they belong. Sometimes easier said than done. We'll get them back in where they belong, and we'll put our pins back in, and we'll be all set. Alright, not too bad when you know what you're doing. Take your time. It's a little frustrating trying to get the motor out, but don't force it and don't break it. Alright, thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.